Have you ever had the mindset that you were born to be something great? A musician, an artist, a runner? Many people have a dream that they want to attain and a certain level of performance that they want to achieve, but not everyone gets there. There are actually very few people who actually attain greatness in some domain. The reason is that these people are able to reach the reason that these people are able to reach such a high level of performance is because they have been gifted with a gift, not of a specific ability, but of the correct combination between their physical stature and their way of practicing. In all honesty, there is no way you can throw genetics out the window and only achieve greatness through deliberate practice. Great performance is achieved on the preliminary basis that an individual has been coded with a specific genetic range that will allow them to excel even further with the help of deliberate practice, because their genetic range has been activated by the interaction with their environment. Think about a runner for a moment. Think about their body and how it is proportioned. From personal experience, the best type of runner is tall, lean, with a long stride, upright posture, and an evenly distributed muscle mass. I can guarantee that none of us in this room fit that description perfectly, because most of our genetics have not been synthesized with the correct proteins that lead to these physiological appearances. But the majority of the people do not display these physical characteristics. My excellent performer is 400-meter open runner, Olympic gold medalist Jeremy Warner. Over the course of his career, Jeremy has obtained a total of 4 World Championship gold medals, 2 Olympic gold medals, and a number of silver and bronze medals on the global stage. Naturally, Jeremy fits the description of a perfect runner that I had stated earlier. He is over 6 feet tall and 167 pounds, and described as lean, tall, with upright posture and an enormous stride. Jeremy was born on January 31st, 1984, in Irving, Texas. He was born to a family that was described by many as unathletic, but to their surprise, Jeremy was the only person in the family that displayed a great ability for strength and speed at a young age. From the beginning, he showed strong interest in sports, as stated in the Encyclopedia of World Biographies. He began with playing baseball to pursue his dream of one day making it in the major leagues. But that dream soon faded when he wasn't receiving enough playing time to make anything extraordinary out of himself. He also played football at the time, earning honors for his quickness and speed, which caught the attention of his many coaches. With their strong recommendation, Jeremy began his track career during the spring semester of his freshman high school year. Immediately, he was a star. As a freshman, he ran a 50.5 in the Open 400, and as the year progressed, he bettered his time to an amazing 48.8 seconds, breaking the previous school record. He continued his track career to the collegiate level at Baylor University. During his sophomore year, he had an amazing breakout season with a national championship and a top bid to the 2004 Olympic Games in Athens. His debut at the international level was a mere 6 years after he first stepped onto the track as a high school freshman. This 6-year climb is around 4 years less than the 10 years of deliberate practice, as explained in Colvin's argumentative novel, Talent is Overrated. At these 28th Olympic Games, he won gold with an all-time best of 44.0 seconds. Even though his journey to the top only took 6 years, does not mean that all of his success was based on his genetics. 5 to 7 days a week, Jeremy can be found at the track with his coaches standing next to him, critiquing him on every little aspect of his form and stride. Today, he continues the same workout regimen with increasingly harder workouts to keep enhancing his genetic range through deliberate practice to better his skill. Another factor that can be attributed to his level of success is his motivation level. Motivation plays a huge role in the path that an individual takes within their journey to expertise. Genetically speaking, Jeremy has been perfectly conditioned for his sport, mostly because his entire genetic range has been activated or brought into play by his environment, which is one of the key steps in your journey to great performance. But on the side of deliberate practice, he's still training to his limits every day in order to achieve even higher levels of excellence. His deliberate practice is only sufficient because his genetic range to be an athlete. There are many cases where people put in all of the time through deliberate practice, but never see any true results because they have nothing innate. They have nothing built within to help them be pushed even farther. I'm not saying that genetics is the only factor in achieving at 11 deemed to be excellent. I'm saying that the excellent performance is achieved through the combined effect of genetics and deliberate practice. because each one comes into play when the other fails. Genetics can sometimes be our limiting factor because we are not experiencing the consistent practice that is needed to push your limits to new heights. I believe that my example of Jeremy Warner fits the description perfectly because he came into his career with obvious abilities, but is now considered one of the best 400-meter runners because of the way he utilized his genetic range throughout his deliberate practice. In my opinion, Jeremy Warner was born to be a runner.